Let's burn this place to the ground.
One of the most disgusting things I've seen in my life, okay? I've seen a lot of gross stuff. I have children as they develop feces, I'll just say that. But anyway, my brother who lives in Australia sent me this video, and he just moved into a new house. They moved from one area to another, right? It's not like he just got out to Australia. He's been there for a long time. And he's like, dude, check this out. Went into the basement to go brush my teeth, and I was met with this. I swear to God, nightmare fuel was sent to me via WhatsApp. That's what happened, okay? It was a video of his bathroom walls covered with baby spiders. Not just any baby spiders, they're the huntsman spiders, which, if you don't know, they're essentially harmless to people. If they bite you, it's going to hurt, but they're not venomous, okay? They mostly eat cockroaches and other bugs. So they're pest control, but you don't want them in your house, okay? It's a double-edged sword. The problem really with them is how big they can get. They can get to about 12 inches with leg span. Think about that. Get out a ruler, fellas. I know you have one in your desk, okay? Just in case. In case you're feeling froggy and you're like, let's see how big it is. Anyway, just get a foot long or go to Subway. How about that? Okay? That's how big the leg span of these spiders can get. And he had a explosion of them all over his walls. I posted this all over my socials, so go check them out, DeHuff Podcast on socials, right? And I'm like, what the hell did you do aside from the obvious of burning your house down, right? I guess he ran and got some bug spray and just sprayed the fuck out of him. Closed the door. He said, well, by the time he got, he let the poison do its work. It goes in there and he thinks he got them all. He thinks it's adorable. Guess what? I love you, Chris. You probably missed some. And one day, you're going to go to put on your shoes or something like that. And then, pow, one of those spiders is going to be looking at you. And I'll tell you what, the first time I went to Australia, we drove up the coast and we rented a beach house. And in the dining room of this beach house was one of those huntsman spiders. It's like, seriously, guys or ladies or both, okay? You hold out your hand and stretch it as wide as you can. It's bigger than that. Most likely, unless you're an NBA player, okay? Most likely that huntsman spider is bigger than your hand. And one of those was on the wall behind us in the dining room when we stayed there. And we found out that they eat cockroaches and stuff. And when you're that close to the coast where we were, you run into cockroaches. It's disgusting, but that's just the way it is. And so we just left it there. My wife took a picture of this, and I swear to God, and I'll post it on the video version of this, it's not quite red eye, but the eyes are so big that you swear it's red eye or just a reflection, but they're fucking huge. Okay? Nightmare fuel. But you learn to live with them out there because, like I said, they're pest control. That being said, I don't want 1,000 of them running around my house. I don't even want one. So, again, Chris, it's going to happen. You're going to wake up and it's going to be staring into your soul. It's going to be on your chest. It's going to be like, hello, you killed my babies, you son of a bitch. Or you killed my brother. Now I'm gonna walk all over your face. Oh, so gross. So gross. Seriously, though, I'm like, what do you do in that situation? What do you do?
Burn it? Yes, burn it.
That's an option. I would go with poison. It's less likely to catch the house on fire. I posted this video, like I said, on all my social channels, and everybody on TikTok, not everybody, the majority are saying, time to break out the vacuum. Do you guys vacuum up spiders? I don't. I either squish them or I, spray them with poison. Why would you vacuum them up unless it goes through a blade and it's like there's a bunch of guts inside? That's not a thing, though. Am I missing a great pest control option of using a vacuum? Because it would be fun, sucking up the freaking spiders. That's weird to me. Is that a thing? Do you guys or know people that use the vacuum to pick up spiders? What do you do afterwards? Oh, I know. You guys are those hippies that are like, every spider deserves a chance, so I'm going to let it roam free. No, it's just going to make its ass back to your house. No, no, you kill them. Sorry. There's plenty of spiders out there. If I kill 100 spiders in my house, they're not going to go extinct. They're not. Come on. Fucking hippies. Fuck that shit. Man. In fact, if my kids decided they wanted to torture spiders, I'd be fine with that. Somebody's like, oh my God, no, stop. You can't hurt the spiders. Yeah, I can. I can. Are you somebody that, captures flies and releases them outside? No, you probably fucking kill them. Same thing. Okay? I'm doing the Lord's work. I am when I kill spiders. I am. Praise Jesus. If there's a spider in your house, you must kill it. So says the Lord. Amen. You're welcome. Seriously, you gotta check it out. It's freaking gross. They're adorable in a weird way. They're adorable because they're tiny and they're moving around. But I wish I was there. I would have had my brother's back. We would have gone back to back, and I had poison and he would have poison, and we would never break the connection with our backs. Okay, and I'd be like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go, and he kicks the door open, and we're just both like slow motion. And then his wife comes in and she just has a lighter and with the spray, and then she's just like flamethrowing the motherfuckers. She's like, that's what I imagine would happen if I would have been there. Guys, I would have been there to help. Okay? Because that shit's disgusting. That's just life in Australia, man. He sent me pictures of spiders that look like they're from a sci-fi movie, but that's just life out there. It was this one that was like yellow and black, and the legs were just thick. It's just gross. Speaking of thick legs, God, what the fuck, Connor? We were talking about spiders. I know. I just had a thought of my old girlfriend from back in the day. Super thick legs. And nothing. I just like to bang her. Okay. Still working on that new material, I see. Jesus. Guys, we got a great show coming your way. Don't forget, after this show, we're going to have a special edition of the sports section coming your way. It's going to be recapping the Wild Card Weekend. That's going to be the next episode that's going to be released right after this one. We got a crazy headlines, insane headlines, things that should never happen, but they're happening. And it's just today's world. Okay? I blame Gen Z. Somehow, some way, it's their fault. Okay? But anyway, before we get into that, make sure you're interacting with the show whatever way you can. Whether it's leaving a comment or liking the episode or rating the episode or rating the show. Whatever you can do to interact, trust me, it helps, and I do greatly appreciate it. Today's show is brought to you by the great people over at Roof Goat USA. I was just talking to my fella Scott over at Roof Goat USA the other day, and they are so happy. They're excited, though, because we're moving into the deep winter, especially here in Colorado, we haven't had a major snowfall. And you're going to want to jump on their free evaluation. If you go to roofgoatusa.com right now, set up a free evaluation, whether you're in Colorado or Michigan. They'll come out, evaluate, see what's going on, if anything, with your roof. If there's nothing, guess what? That's great peace of mind. If there is, they can get it fixed. And they're amazing, whether it's roof repair, gutter repair, commercial, residential, they can handle it all, and they're the GOAT for a reason. Roof Goat USA, they've been in business for over 24 years, mostly in Michigan. Now they're out here in Colorado as of last year, and they understand the headaches that comes with fixing a roof, and they do a bang-up job. They're amazing, so freaking good. So good, I say, that they decide, you know what? Let's just prove a point. Let's prove that we're the GOAT. And that proof is that they put a 30-year guarantee on their work. That's 30-year coverage from install day, all materials and labor. Again, 30 years from date of install. Good luck finding something better than that, because you can't, because they're the GOAT. They're the GOAT for a reason. Go to roofgoatusa.com right now. Again, roofgoatusa.com right now and sign up for that free evaluation. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. And you know what we need to do right now? I think it's time for some news.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
These things already freak me out. If you've ever seen iRobot, you know, apparently in the future, this is what is going to happen. No, we're not talking about the humanoid robots. We've talked about that before. That's not what this story is about. This story is about the self-driving cars, okay? Can we talk about the sex robots, though, coming up soon, please, Scotty, please? Connery? No. we're gonna talk about self-driving cars. Can you have sex with these self-driving cars? Asking for a friend, and that friend is me. Okay, Connery, no. I mean, I guess you could, but we don't need to go into that. Okay, note to self. I will contact the distributor of this vehicle, and we'll see if we can add a vagina. Okay, let's stop. No more. Okay. Anyway, Waymo. Waymo is very popular in Phoenix. I've seen it for myself every year we like to go travel down to Phoenix. I just love that area. That's where I was born. And a month later after I was born, we moved to Colorado. I've been here ever since. But I love Phoenix. It's a great place. Never been there in the middle of July. So that's when I was born. I feel sorry for my mom. She probably still has issues because of that. She's like, I pumped out a baby in the middle of July in Phoenix. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mom. Although you should blame Dad. Anyway, anyway, the self-driving cars are out there. They're all over the country. I shouldn't say all over. There's like 5 states that have them. Colorado's supposed to be getting them this year. And this story's not making me feel comfortable with that idea. There's a video going around. I'll post it on the video version of this, where one of those Waymo self-driving cars, they're basically taxis or Ubers, whatever you want to call them. It's driving along, then for some reason gets on the light rail track. Not going, over the tracks, it's on the track. Like it's deciding, I want to be a light rail car. No, it's not how it works, Waymo. Okay? So it's driving along, and then it stops. And maybe 300 feet away, there's a train coming. Okay? It's coming towards the car. There was a passenger in the vehicle, and the passenger smartly gets out of the car. Thankfully, Waymo doesn't lock the cars or whatever. The guy was able to escape, because that's another fear that would be unlocked in my mind. He was able to get out, and he just is like, no, fuck it, I'm walking. Right? And then I guess it sat there for a little bit and eventually just drove off. Nobody was hurt, thankfully. Police couldn't, as of last check, they couldn't track it down or haven't tracked it down. That's some shit you guys need to fix over at Waymo, okay? I don't want to use your product if it's going to be, taking me on some weird adventure where it's like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's ride on the train. But I'm going to pretend to be a train, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. That's scary. That's frightening. And those are coming here to Colorado, the Denver area. Are you guys comfortable with getting in a Waymo? And that's the other thing. As a driver, now you're going to have to deal with that shit. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. I appreciate the technology, the intelligence that goes into programming these and whatever, but maybe do a lot more a lot, not a little, not a few, a lot more testing before you put them out onto more than one city. My God. Imagine the fear that would go through you, like that guy if he's in there and he couldn't open the door. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'd be like, let me the fuck out. Help me, people. Help me, Jesus. Help me. Help me, God, please, Lord. I'd be kicking those windows out. I'll tell you that much. Holy crap. That's so scary. So scary. Here's what's weird too. My wife sent me this story. And then I started seeing it everywhere. People do some weird stuff. People have some weird quirks, right? There's this lady. Fuck, I didn't even get her name. I don't even really care. But I'm gonna play some audio from this. This is like my secret addiction from TLC, which I didn't even know was still on a channel, whatever, or is a channel. This lady blends up her food and snorts it. Here's some audio of this chick.
I don't have an aversion to chewing, but I have an aversion to the weird textures that come with food.
You don't like the way it feels in your mouth.
No, I think it's awful, and I think it's like primitive, you know what I mean? I do not see snorting my food as a problem. I think
do.
it has a lot of benefits, no risk of choking. I don't overeat. I consume less calories. I have had bloody noses about once or twice, and that was more at the beginning. It has really no drawbacks except that is spicy. Nobody accepts my habit. Nobody accepts me for who I am.
I wouldn't.
I have lost several friendships from how I snort my food just because I cannot stand to have hate in my life. If I'm at certain social events, sometimes I'm absolutely stuck by social norms to eat orally. It just makes me very uncomfortable. I'm very socially awkward and very quiet. Because of that, I do try to avoid events that I'm going to have to eat the conventional way.
Is it me or does she sound like she needs to blow her nose? Holy crap, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. I can't help but judge the fuck out of you. Here's what's funny. I was reading up on her too. It's not like she did this because she was in a horrific accident and they're like, well, her mouth is stapled shut or wired shut. The only way to feed her is through her nose. Nope. She did it on a dare. And then she's just like, I love it. Let's start, blending shit up. Because like she said, she doesn't like certain textures in her mouth. Yeah, I bet she's a fun date. Jesus Christ. Connery, I agree though. Okay, I get it. Come on. When I was a kid, stupid things that my brother and I did is, you see stuff in movies, guys, sniffing coke and stuff. This is what we did. We're like, ooh, Kool-Aid. So we snorted Kool-Aid. Yeah. That's probably what's wrong with my noggin. Okay? You're blowing out, Kool-Aid man boogers. Oh yeah, right type of thing. That's the most I ever did. And it was a crazy summer, I tell you what. But here's the thing. She's like, I see no harm in it. Hold on, I gotta go blow my nose. Oh my God, so gross. She's like, imagine her blowing her nose and like, there's like chunks of steak or whatever coming out. It's so wrong. That's not what your sinus cavities are built for. Man, if I was her doctor, I'd quit, or I just refuse to see her. Can't imagine her doctor is very happy with her. Oh shit! It's Carol, the food snorter. Ugh, so gross. Hey, I don't want to see you. Gross. And let's be honest, she's like, I don't want the hateful people, the negativity in my life, essentially for judging her, right? That's what she's saying. I sorry, that is so out there. That's what's going to happen. And I kind of question somebody that is comfortable with that. I just, I, it's funny because the video, she's like driving along. The clip that I'm going to put on this, it won't have it because I had to trim it up and stuff. She's driving her car and she has like a bottled water and she's just snorting that while she's driving. Have you ever seen the people that die from parasites and whatever because they do those nasal cleanse? They do that. Eventually that shit's going to happen to her. She's going to get something, some sort of nasty infection up in there. And everyone's going to be like, well, what do you expect? How'd she die? Oh, she had some nasty fungus infection in her sinuses. Oh, this is Carol, the food snorter. Yeah, that tracks. Makes sense. I get it. I get it. Don't like it, but I get it. Nobody's going to be shocked with that shit. It's disgusting. And imagine going on a date with this person. If they don't tell you beforehand, I think that's wrong. It's so out there and so much of a blind side to the norm. I'd be curious to find out how many other people across the globe do this. There might be just like 2 other people, and they're probably in a hospital bed and they're like, this is the only way we can feed them. And then there's her. You sit down for a date, you just, you're like taking her to a nice fancy restaurant. She orders the steak or whatever with mashed potatoes. And she's like, do you guys have an outlet right here? Because I'm going to go ahead. Hey, how's it going? So what do you do for a living? And she's like plugging in a little portable blender with her. And she's like, that's fun. And you're just sitting there, you're kind of telling your story. And then you're just like, what the fuck is she doing? And she's like shoving the steak. What else? Where'd you grow up? And then she's like, shoving it down there. And all of a sudden, hold on 1 second. Blending up the food. And she's like, and you're just still like shocked. You just stop. And then she's like, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. This is so crazy. Sometimes it comes out easy. Sometimes it don't. Okay, anyway. Hold on 1 second. This is good. I'm done. I'd just be like, I'm sorry. This is too much. Too much? Ta-ta. Peace out, bitch. I'm done. No, I've seen some weird shit in my life. This is over the top. Over the top. Weird shit that happens. This one is something that I would never expect. Gas stations around Colorado are starting to get backed up, to get back up to normal after hundreds of thousands of gallons of diesel fuel were mistakenly mixed into unleaded gasoline and distributed around the state. State officials said customers who purchased tainted fuel should be reaching out to the station itself that they bought it from and begin the process of being reimbursed for expenses they might have. Yeah, no fucking shit. That should never happen. I imagine I've never, worked as somebody that drives a tanker and fills up gasoline into the big bladders under the gas stations. Never done that. Never done it. But I imagine, okay, just going out on a limb, I imagine it's color-coded. I'm just saying. Which hose did this go on to? Oh, the green one. Green and green. All right. Okay, something like that. I'm sure it's labeled. Okay, maybe they got those super durable labels from Owl Pipe ID. Go to owlpipeid.com, and a lot of plumbers use those. Maybe they need Maybe they need those at the gas stations. Okay, go check out owlpipeid.com. You can get those stickers on the fuel lines, and then this shit doesn't happen again. There you go. Owl Pipe saves the day. Okay? What the hell? That shit should never fucking happen. That's ridiculous. I hate to say it. I feel like this is a Gen Z thing. Do you think Gen Z was the new driver and he plugged it into the wrong thing, or was the fuel tainted prior to the tanker truck putting it into the gas stations? So maybe it was from the factory or whatever you say that. Okay? Somewhere along the line, a moron took over. It did something they weren't supposed to. Now, there was a guy, I think it was on 9news.com. They interviewed a guy. His last name's Straight. And as of right now, because of towing and just maintenance on the vehicle, because they gotta do a lot of work on that engine now, if not just toss it. It's well over $3,000. There's all these vehicles that have seized up the engines because of the wrong fuel going in there. I don't know enough about engines, but I'm gonna say this is bad. Very, very bad. My God. The Colorado Division of Oil and Public Safety is also encouraging impacted customers to contact them by submitting a complaint online or calling 303-866-4967. And by the way, because they put this into the lower grade pumps, before those pumps can be used again, they have companies that have to go in there and clean them out. This is what one of the companies said. If there are manholes big enough for us to climb in, we will physically make a confined space entry, wash the fuel interior top to bottom. This is the owner of Tank Cleaning Industrial. His name's Chris. And he said, if there's not, which is the case on a lot of underground storage tanks that are at gas stations, we will work from vent hatches that we have. So we kind of flush things from one side to the other, and we'll vacuum out all the contaminants. Holy god dang, dude. Whoever did this is so fired. You are so fired. My God. That's a lot of vehicles. I'm wondering if you're a mechanic, reach out to me. Be like, is this a death nail to your engine getting diesel in your vehicle if it's not a diesel? Because if that's the case,
You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cars being given. Oh my God, that's terrible. And one of these gas stations is right up the road from me. Thankfully, I don't use it, but it's at a Kroger at King Supers off 136 in Colorado. And it was last Wednesday and Thursday that were impacted. Oh my God. That's just terrible. And here's what's crazy too. You got make sure you contact your insurance, do all that shit if you're affected. And go online and find all the stores. Because if your car's all jacked up, they better fucking pay you. They better pay. Listen, it's the oil companies. They got the money. They do. Oh my gosh. I would be so frustrated. So frustrated. Because one, you got to get your vehicle towed to a repair shop. They got to do all their work. Until then, you need another vehicle. So you got to get a rental car. Oh my God. This could be hundreds, if not thousands of vehicles. Potentially. Most likely it would be in the hundreds, but holy God. Rumor has it that whoever did this is getting kicked in the balls as we speak. God. All right, so Todd, what made you think you should put diesel into the large unleaded container? I don't know. I don't do colors too well. Are you colorblind, Todd? Nope. Nope. They just confuse me. All right. Come here, Todd. Let's go kick you in the dick. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. Oh, I don't even know what to say. Like that's such a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I listen, I hope people get new cars. Yeah. What a nice way to get a new vehicle. You could have a shit car and they're like, yeah, we can't repair it. It's going to be extremely expensive. Just get a new car. Okay. Sweet. What a great way to get a new car, I guess. Don't get something fancy. Be like, well, I got a Lamborghini. That'd be dumb. That'd be dumb. Get something practical, okay? I hope that didn't affect you. I really hope it didn't, because that's got to be a nightmare. But if it did, let me know, and it would be, from an outsider's perspective, it'd be fascinating to know your journey, because it's not going to be fun. I got to be honest. It's not, and I feel bad for you, but it's not happening to me, thank God. But it also makes you wonder, shit, they better fix this type of problem so it never happens again, because that's the last thing on my mind when I go to fill up gas, is that somebody's going to fuck up the gas. Oh, I'm not saying kick him in the dick. Just say I would get it if somebody kicked him in the dick. Right? Anyway, thank you guys so much. That's the news for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Thanks to Roofcoat USA. Next episode coming up right around the corner. It's the DeHuff Uncensored sports section. It's DeHuff Uncensored. I'll talk to you next time.